Mr. Andrews has built a fine vessel. It is not the fastest, but it is indeed the most luxurious.
The man you see as the captain is really an actor, Lowell Lytle. He portrays the captain at Titanic exhibits. The real captain, E.J. Smith, went down with his ship right here.
I believe to be on the actual location where it went down could be a very emotional experience for me.
Now the actor gets ready for the ultimate research for his role. To go down in a tiny sub to where the captain went. On an adventure of a lifetime to bring up pieces of the Titanic.
As to how best to describe my experience of nearly 45 years at sea, I merely have to say it's been nothing out of the ordinary. I could not conceive of any violent disaster happening to this vessel. Modern shipbuilding has gone beyond that. That speech that I just gave you, word for word, was the last speech the captain ever gave. But then I got to the souvenir shop, and from 15 feet away, I saw the front page of the New York Times with a picture of the captain in black and white. And from 15 feet away, my first impression was, Mark has taken my picture and put it in black and white and pasted it on the front page of the New York Times. You shouldn't do that. That's wrong. I got a little closer, got a better look. I could see I was a little better looking than the old man. And then I'd go, and I would. Now to me, that's entertainment. And after doing it so many times, you look for anything you possibly can for laughs, right? And I opened the door, and the men went over, and they hugged their wives, and the women were crying. They got their money's worth. 8 men stoking that boiler. They had whistles up there on a big pole. This was like Good Morning America from the Atlantic to the Pacific. It was live, 20 television cameras down there. We put the replicas up here. The real ones are down here. Would you tell the people? And I thought, I don't want to tell them that. They're waiting to hear the real ones, but okay. Are you ready? Yes, we're ready. All right, here we go. 10, 9, we got done. 3, 2, 1. Now my back was facing the people. I didn't want to turn around. And I said, and there you have it. Get to the United Way and see the Titanic. Are you kidding? Duct tape fix everything, but there's no duct. Well, there was. The people that were shooting the rockets had a roll of duct tape. And I'm hanging onto the thing, and they said, are you ready, Captain? So we walk up. Yes, we're ready. And I christened this ship the Titanic for a smooth sail in the city of Branson, Missouri. And I'm thinking, dear God, let this thing work. Centrifugal force, here we go. And now water starts squirting out. And it hit Regis, it hit the television camera, and the band members. It was just making a big, but most of it did hit the side. Now they told me that the rockets went up, but my mind was so blown, I don't ever recall hearing or seeing any rockets. You got the finest ship ever built. You got the most luxurious vessel, the most wealthy people in the world, some of the poorest people in the world. You couldn't write that story. It would be unbelievable just to think about writing it, but then all of a sudden it comes together in this horrible climax. And I don't care how old you are, somehow this thing keeps going and going and going. I had one lad, couldn't have been more than 4, maybe 5 at the most. Came up to me while I was on the bridge there in the exhibit of all the officers. Pointed, looked at me, looked back. He looked at me and he said, did you die? I said, yes. He came over and wrapped his 2 little thin arms around my legs. And he said, I love you. And I'm going to miss you. And he said, I'll see you at the cemetery. And I stayed focused on picking up artifacts and not get emotionally involved for about an hour. But when you see a shoe, and you see a hat, and you realize what took place, everything's scattered all over, and 1,500 lives went into eternity that quick. People that had great plans, and when they got to New York, everything's going to be wonderful. We never know, do we? You can't see the Titanic with your own eyes and not be affected. We're not going to last forever. Make sure you tell your loved one on a day-to-day basis how much you love them. Thank you very much.